So the Trump administration is trying to bury a toxicity assessment that they did on this one type of PFAS. And they're trying to bury it because if they release it, then they're going to have to regulate it. People are just going to ask more questions like, wait, why are we not regulating these toxic ass chemicals? Now, obviously, I mean, without even reading the article, I was like, it's because of their donors. Right? In order for me to make this video not 20 minutes long, I'm just going to have to assume that you know like a little bit about PFAS, okay? So they released a draft of this report last year under the Biden administration, and then they said in April that it was ready to release, okay? Their final report was ready in mid-April, but Trump is refusing to release it, just not releasing it. It's funny, I went to my iPhoto and I typed PFNA into the search bar, and I had 128 pictures that had PFNA in them. Okay, so let me show you some of the things that I had on PFNA. PFNA has been found in beer. Obviously, that's from contaminated tap water. It has been found as ingredients in permanent hair dye. It does leach out of Teflon pans. Researchers found that prenatal exposure to PFNA may be associated with an increase in autism-related traits in children. PFNA is linked to lots of different types of cancer. Prostate cancer, lung cancer, breast cancer, ovarian cancer progression, thyroid cancer, all the cancers. Now, the real question comes down to, why is the Trump administration not releasing this report? Now, like he put someone from the American Chemistry Council, which is basically the trade organization group that represents chemical manufacturers. He put that person in charge of chemical safety regulation at the EPA. And so the T on it is that this one company, Solvay, they're one of the biggest PFAS manufacturers in the world. They tried to influence the EPA over the amount of PFNA limits under Biden over the last few years. This company has been ordered to pay $393 million because of the amount of PFNA pollution that they put into the water supply, which may have sickened me, by the way, because I grew up for a time in New Jersey and I have an autoimmune disorder, thyroid issues, possibly from this. However, Trump's intention is not just to get money from lobbyists, but to completely decimate the EPA, and that's essentially what he's doing. So there's this one department within the EPA called IRIS, okay? It's the Integrated Risk Information System. And this was actually created by Reagan, if you can believe it. Reagan created this as an independent group that would do risk assessments on chemicals. Now, Solvay and the American Chemistry Council, right, representing tons of chemical manufacturers, they have argued that IRIS, they need to be eliminated completely, okay? And guess what? Apparently it's in Project 2025. Right? To just eliminate IRIS completely. And apparently the goose-stepping, orange-lipped congressional Republicans actually introduced legislation called the No IRIS Act. They literally just want everyone to burn in hell. They want American citizens to get cancer from drinking water. This is insane. Their proposal would prohibit the EPA from using the program's assessments and environmental rules, regulations, enforcement actions, and permits that limit the amount of pollution allowed into the air and water, and from using them to map the health risks from toxic chemicals. Are you fucking kidding me? They're literally going against Reagan. At this point, that's a sacrilege to these guys. But even without that legislation, the IRIS program has been completely decimated. The program used to have at least 55 scientists that ProPublica was aware of. Now there's only 8 that remain at the office. And this was as of a few weeks ago. Who knows after Trump's random ass firing that he's done during this government shutdown. So PFNA is super toxic. The Trump administration isn't going to regulate it. They don't care if you get cancer. I think they kind of want you to get cancer at this point. I honestly don't know what their end game is other than personal gain from chemical manufacturers, but that's really short-sighted. What happens in the end? But what is good is that PFNA can be detoxed like all other types of PFAS.